Just perfect. All right, that's it. That's it, guys. No more sweetener. Alright, so today we're going to be covering objects. What's an object? Well, I heard it's kind of like a hash table. What's a hash table? That's for another video. But, so, objects are key value pairs. Let's go. Okay, so, alright, so what's an object? Well, you got something like this. You got a key and you got a value. And you can, this will have multiple key value pairs, but they won't be indexable. You won't be able to be like, get my object index 0. It'll return an error. You have to say my object dot key name, whatever the name of this key right here is. Oops, no, not that. Of this key is, then you're going to basically write something that looks similar to my object that, and then say you had something in there that was like name, like it was name, and then the value was your whatever the name was. So this will return the can I have a rectangle tool here? Rectangle, look at that, nice. So this will return the name of whatever the value is, and if it's confusing, don't worry about it. Let's go. Open up VS Code. Here we go. Oh, can't do anything with my tool on. Alright. So make a new file. I'm gonna call this one object testing.js. And we're going to create an object. We're gonna let my object equal a blank object. So there you go. There you go. You have it. Console log. My object. Right? And we're gonna run it node and object testing. There it is. All right. Don't forget the console.clear if you're gonna follow along to the key. Okay. So blank object. Nice. You did it. Just kidding. So let's add something. Let's add some data to the object. So my object dot name, and name is going to be Cam, because Cam. And there it is. Look at that. Name Cam. Now, what it's not showing you is that name is actually a string. So if I wanted to index that, I could say object.name, which will return Cam, or I can index it using the square brackets and putting a string with the key name, and that will also return my name. So there you have it. That's the gist. I mean, there's not much more to it really, but my object that, I don't know, colored equals purple. My object that food equals, I don't know, pizza. And so we're going to do that, and we're gonna print out the whole object again, and there it is. And this won't always, oh whoops, jeez, guys, this will not always return the same, there we go, the same order. I mean, it might, but once you get like tons of data in the object, it may not always return the same order, which is why you're not able to index it by saying like object 1 and it throws an error, or it returns undefined. And that's because objects don't support that type of indexing. You have to index it with the actual key name. Now, that being said, if you wanted to get, say, both the key and the value, say you're doing some debugging and you want to print out the whole thing so you can see what you're trying to index, which is a lot more common, you would think, we're gonna take a for loop, and we're going to say, let's let, and we're going to say pairs equal, or no, let pairs in, or no, of, let pairs of, and then we're gonna say new object dot entries, and we're gonna give it my object, right? And then we're going to give a little loop, And we're just gonna console log the pairs for now. So look, the object.entries returned an array, a series of arrays, and the array contains the key and it contains the value. So each step through here, we get a new array of key value pairs, and you can actually deconstruct this by turning pairs into a deconstructed version, and we're going to say key comma values, and then we'll console log key values. Right, so there it is again. It's a little bit cleaner. You don't got the brackets. But this way, if you wanted to access the keys, you could, or if you wanted to access the values, you could also do that. Now, that being said, let's go back to, we're going to put key here. We're going to turn this into just key, and instead of object.entries, we're going to have object.keys, and that was wrong because that's there. Okay, so here's just the keys alone. And then if we say values, and I'm not going to change keys and keys, but it's going to return values. So there's that. You can access the keys, you can access the values, and you can access the key values. You can add by doing such, and you can index by doing such. Okay, so, and now if you wanted to remove a item, you could say my object, oh no, delete my object, and then you would give it whatever we want to remove. So in this case, I'm gonna remove food, and we're gonna go back down here to where we're logging everything. Console.log my object, and there it is. So now you can see where the food was actually removed from the pair, right? So we can add, delete, and we can also update by, instead of doing this, say you want food to equal something else, you could set that to, I don't know, ice cream, right? Boom, there it is. Like, food is now ice cream. It's overwritten. Now, that being said, once you learn more about object prototyping, then you can cover free, seal, and prevent extensions. But right now, I think all you really need is name, key value entries, and you'll get pretty far with objects. Objects are really handy and very useful, and you're going to see them a lot because a lot of the data is handled in JSON, which is literally object notation in JavaScript, and in Python it's dictionary notation. But alright guys, that pretty much wraps it up for now, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm going to try to cover sets. Sets are a really unique data type where it uses the squiggly braces like an object, but the content is like an array where it's 1, 2, 3, but the big deal about sets is it gets rid of any duplicates. So if you have 1, 1, 2 in an array and you convert that to a set, you only have 1, 2 because it removes that second number 1 because it's not unique. But alright guys, I'll see you there. Peace!